He's doing the what's it called? The Fully Loaded tour. So if you want to go see Bert, and he has a fucking crew with him. I mean, the comics, the lineup is wild. So go see it. It's in a bunch of like minor league baseball parks and amphitheater. It's got Bert, Attell, Diaz, Fortune, Shane Gillis,
wow,
Nikki Glazer, Chelsea Lynn, Mark Norman, Big J. Okerson, Taylor Tomlinson, Sal Volcano.
Wow, it's like a full showcase show.
That's a big show, and that it'll be like outdoors and probably people doing like 20 minutes, and they're gonna have. It's gonna be like super fun, entertaining, side things happening, and it'll be a fun night.
What a great era, man! What a great era
that we're in right now.
Yeah, where comics just like, hey, man, I'm gonna make this the funnest possible.
He's doing this for fun.
Yeah,
that's why this is gonna work. Is that that is his ultimate fun thing. Like when the pandemic happened and touring stopped, he was the guy who actually spearheaded outdoor shows.
Yeah,
So he did an outdoor tour.
Yeah,
where he was just doing these socially, because people would stay in their vehicles, so I was like, this sounds like a fucking nightmare to me,
right? And
he was like, I think it's the greatest thing of all time. And then I did one with him, and I was like, yeah, I hated it. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah. He was in heaven.
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, it's just like there's certain things that line up for people. They're just like a match, and that whole like outdoor fun in the sun thing. I mean, that's who he is. That's who he is.
He's got a boisterous personality. So
he does, yeah.
His comedy can penetrate through cars.
Yeah.
And go through metal.
Absolutely.
Whereas you need people to have no obstructions between you and the person. Like, because you're in pocket, you're a little more like.
Yeah, I'm like, can we get the cotton candy guy to take a break? Like, I just want to fucking.
Yeah.
No, but another thing that's like huge in this era is the fact that like I've always celebrated this. I've celebrated this every time it happens. Is that we came from an era where you started where you go, can I have permission? Like, may I do this? And then you basically beg somebody who doesn't know a fucking thing about what we do to say, yes, I choose you. And then we're like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you just, it feels almost pathetic looking back on it. And now we live in a time where, like, if you want to do a podcast, you get a mic, you get a camera, you put out your podcast, and it's just, you put it out to the world. But with stand-up, with specials, my favorite thing that has come from the last, few years is comics putting out their own specials. Because it was a thing, when we were growing up and probably first doing stand-up, it was just HBO and just Comedy Central. And basically HBO was unattainable. You'd be like, I'm not gonna end up on fucking HBO.
Right.
That's for George Carlin and Robin Williams and Chris Rock. So we were all just like begging, just wishing that Comedy Central would look at us.
Yeah.
And then it evolves and like became Netflix, and now there's multiple platforms where it can happen, but you don't have to ask anybody anymore. You don't have to say, do you think I'm worthy?
Right.
You can just shoot it and put it out. And these things work, man. They work. People put these specials on YouTube, and look, it's free. Anybody can see it. Anybody can share it. And it turns into the same thing that the big platform specials turn into, which is like awareness of the person and ticket sales, which is ultimately what drives our business. So I just think it's great that you're doing that, you put out another special like that. And like, I always encourage comics who are like watching or listening, talking about special. I'm like, look, man, if you're ready, like, in other words, the material's ready. If no one's fucking saying, I'll do it for you, fucking go do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you guys in New York, I feel like, have done it the most, with Schultz and Mark and Shane and you. It's like, you guys have shown that this works.
Yeah.
So it's fucking cool to watch.
Also, other comedians share it, which is a big part of the
part
you having me on here to promote it, and that's a big part of it too. Is just like comics going, hey man, let's help this guy get it out. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because like I think if you really are, if you're a comedian, you love comedy, you want to celebrate comedians doing things. Like, I like comedians winning, whether it's like a special or a movie. I'm like, hey man, like I want comedians to win.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call Two Bears, One Cave.